But Camilla, why do they have Camilla? Her father isn't the stupid old Justice Minister. I think the stupid old part is a little uncalled for. It looks like the kidnappers made a mistake somehow. The poor girl kidnapped for the ransom of her own father's execution. It's just too much. It's a cruel twist of fate, I agree. And then there are those other twists too. Like the kidnappers winding up in using Camilla's old house as their hideout. There's no way it could just be coincidence. And them sensing my presence. They seem to know about the powers of the dead. Just don't understand any of it. I told you before, detective. I want you to stand back. Who cares about distance at a time like this? Look, Mr. Minister. It wasn't your daughter that was kidnapped. Don't try to pretend what you didn't hear what we were saying. How can I believe you? I'm a realist. Please! If you don't believe what we say, just see for yourself. Just call home and... I tried calling 100 times. My wife won't answer. She won't? It's complicated. Why does life have to be such a complicated thing? But if she doesn't answer, doesn't that mean everything's normal? It doesn't prove it. I guess it doesn't really prove it at all. And I'm being watched. I can't have the police go check for me. Besides, if the execution isn't carried out tonight, the hostage will be killed. What difference does it make if it's not my daughter? Hoo-wee, that's quite a pickle, Mr. Minister. Quite a pickle. Miss me, baby? Inspector Cabanel! I have a little report for you, Mr. Minister. The escaped prisoner has been apprehended. Thought you might like to see him, so here he is. Detective Child, I'm so sorry. I tried. I know that you're innocent. Just can't prove it. I'm so sorry. Lynn, please don't apologize to me. Now the beautiful love between the teacher and the student, it brings a tear to my eye. Well then, we're suddenly busy, but last episode we went and checked out the hostage situation, and turns out they don't have Amelia, the minister's daughter, but instead they have Camilla, Jowd's daughter, and just so it turns out, we're having a little bit of a reunion right now. Although, why is the minister here? Or more accurately, why did it have to be in the minister's office? Anyway, Lynn doesn't really know that Jowd is innocent. She just believes it from the bottom of her heart. The execution and the kidnapping are the real threats, and time marches on. I'll gather information and see if I can think of something. This all relates back to me somehow, I just know it. You knew, didn't you, Inspector Cabanel, that the execution was tonight? I don't believe I had any obligation to tell you. And you're fine with this? I mean, you know as well as I do. Detective Jowd could never have done such a thing. Come on, oh, come on now, baby. I know no such thing. Huh? I know two things to be true, and two things only. One, he was given the death penalty, and two, he tried to escape. What else could I do but haul him in, baby? I If that's the case, why did you bring him here? Whatever do you mean, young lady? He escaped from prison, right? So why didn't you just take him back to the prison? I think you only brought him here to brag about your accomplishment. Isn't that right, Inspector? For our own selfish reasons? Oh, fuck. So are all those rumors about you true? That the only thing you care about is a spotless record? Is that more important to you than saving a friend? Everybody has certain principles that they can't go back on, including me. You'll understand that someday, baby. That's enough, Lynn. But Detective Jowd. I'm a death row inmate who escaped from prison. That's how it should be. But... And, okay, we can't talk to Jowd, and I guess we're gonna go from right to left, because, something tells me the minister's not gonna have the most information for us, and, I like in the time that we were gone, Lynn put the sword back. Let's talk to Jowd. So, Mr. Ghost, we meet again. I hear something about... I hear something happened. Something about a kidnapping? Some kidnappers are saying they abducted the Justice Minister's daughter. That's terrible. What's their demand? The carrying out of your execution tonight. I had no idea I was so hated. But the Minister doesn't have to worry. I die, it's all over. Very simple. It's not that simple. Why not? Because it isn't really the minister's daughter who got kidnapped. It's Camilla. What? Camilla? I checked it out for myself. I'm positive. No, it can't be. And by the way, Camilla told me something interesting. She said the one who killed her mother 5 years ago was Camilla herself. What are you talking about? Don't listen to him. I'm the one who shot her. I'm the one who shot Elma. And when I'm executed tonight, that'll be the end of it. Camilla won't have to suffer anymore after tonight. But for a capable detective, you say some incredibly misguided things. You dying isn't going to end that girl's suffering. I'll just bring her new sufferings. The only person's pain this execution is going to ease is yours. Is it true, what Camilla said? Why don't you tell us what you know? To be honest, I still don't understand what happened that day. It was my wife's, Elma's birthday. We came home from work and she went in first. I looked for the shooter, but there was nobody to be found. There was nobody there besides Elma and Camilla, just the two of them. So the little lady's mother died right in front of her. Oh my, that's so horrible. Camilla told me about it. She was crying. She said the contraption she made did something it wasn't supposed to do. It made an impossible move. An impossible move? Before we talk about the impossible move, let's talk about the powers of the dead. It's been 5 years since then. I stopped thinking about it. I shot Elma. There's no other explanation. That's what I convinced everyone of, even me. But tonight you showed up and gave me an explanation I never would have thought of before. The powers of the dead, right? That day in that room, powers that I didn't understand were at work. If that's the case, it clears up all the mysteries. Maybe not all. There are a couple of other people who know about those powers. Is somebody there? Can you hear me? can sense your presence, you know. The kidnappers who abducted Camilla knew about those powers. This is no ordinary kidnapping. It looks like my wife's case is coming to an end after all. I'm the only one who thought it was. Detective Jayard. There's still time before dawn, a little, anyway. How about you see this case through to the end before you die? Camilla was a quiet little girl, but she was good with her hands. She was a little genius at making elaborate toys and contraptions. But there are two very strange points about that contraption. The first was, of course, the firing of the gun. Right, that was an antique gun I'd had on display for years. So it wasn't part of the little lady's original design. Of course it wasn't. It was supposed to be a surprise for her mother's birthday. And the other strange point was the movement of the Cupid. Cupid? It was supposed to shoot its arrow without turning around. Somebody made a change to the contraption's design and then manipulated it. I don't know what to say. I don't have to think things through then. All I knew was I had to protect Camilla. I made a small adjustment to the scene and turned myself in. What kind of adjustment? The gun, of course. The gun, eh? Come to think of it. There's no gun there, just a picture hanging on the wall. Of course not, because I secretly switched the gun out of the frame with the picture. I don't believe what she told me about her contraption. But one thing was for certain. That gun was still smoking. So that gun really did shoot Elma. I hid the gun before I went to the police. You hid it? I put it in a wooden box and gave it to a certain detective. What, you mean? And that detective still thinks it's the music box. So that's what's in the box, huh? I got a different murder weapon ready to give to the police, my own pistol. And I did a few other things to make it look good. I won't go into the details. When I was all done, I turned myself in. And we're done talking to Jayard. Gave us a few interesting clues. Detective Jayard, is what you say told you just now true? Yes, of course. In that case, there's still time. Still time. Time to solve that case that started 5 years ago. You didn't do it, Detective Jayard, and of course, little Camilla didn't do it either. So the true perpetrator is still out there, and I'm gonna prove it. For Camilla's sake. That sounds wonderful. Thank you, Detective Jayard. Then where's that music box now? In Tamsek Park. Camilla left it there. That gun is important evidence. You better go pick it up. That's it, I'll go right now. Cecil, take care of Detective Jayard. And do something about the kidnapping so we can get the minister on our side. And yet again, I say easy, enough for you to say. I guess it's gonna let it go. What's going on? Deal me the deal, Mr. Death Row inmate. A lot of change in plans. My daughter has been kidnapped. I can't just go off to die without doing something. But you're in custody, don't forget. Back to the prison, everybody's waiting for you with a special seat just for you, baby. Then I guess we better prove my innocence on the double. On the double, is it? You sound so determined, my old friend. I want to save Camilla in more ways than one. And that's all there is to it. I see, my old friend, in more ways than one. What say you, Mr. Minister? May we have your decision? Should the execution be carried out tonight as planned? Or should we hold off and wait for this important evidence to come in? The order still stands. Bring the prisoner back immediately and resume its enforcement. As you wish, Your Excellency. Please, don't bite down to me. And especially not that way. In that case, can I have one of your boys arrange a prison van to pick him up? Would you be so kind? The event should take 10 minutes, I'm guessing. Your escape tonight was brilliant. Will you show me another miracle in these last few minutes of yours, Mr. Death Row inmate? I'm glad to see Detective Gerald fired out now. But I feel like I'm under the gun here. Even if Lynn does come through with the proof of Gerald's innocence. It would be meaningless if Gerald or Camilla dies. I want to do something about that kidnapping somehow. Maybe I should ask for some advice from the capable detective here. He's talking about Gerald, right? Right? I can assume, and I'm wondering if the other people had like interesting dialogue for us. Maybe. Especially Lynn, since she fucked off. Most likely the minister won't stop the execution. And as long as there's any small chance his daughter is the one he was kidnapped. But she isn't the one, I'm sure of it. Well, it would be great if we could prove that to the minister. Prove it? How? I doubt his wife is ever going to answer the phone if we call from here. If we call from here, right, but a telephone works in both directions. What are you saying? What I'm saying is, only family members can solve a family problem. Hey, Mr. Ghost. Yes? I have to admit, I don't like depending on others. But you're the only one who can change the situation. Gee, detective. For these past 5 years, Camilla's the only thing that kept me going. I can't go meekly to the chair now. I hate to ask this, but would you mind saving me? I'll try. The key to getting the Justice Minister to stop the execution is his wife and daughter, but is there a way? There certainly seems to be a way, and why don't we just talk to him? Excuse me, Mr. Minister. I can't hear you, la la la. I'm sure you heard everything we've been saying. Are you telling me you don't believe any of it? Let me speak plainly. I don't trust you. But there's somebody else whom I trust even less. Oh yeah? Who's that? Me. I can't explain your existence. It's not normal, but I'm pretty abnormal myself. So maybe you're a figment of my imagination, a delusion. Would you listen to a delusion? To be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about. I got the bit about you not trusting me though. Good. Well then... Well, hanging around here won't change anything. I've got 10 minutes before the prison van shows up. I feel like just do something about the kidnapping in those 10 minutes. I guess the telephone lines are my only hope. And it's back up here. Right. Lady Red's apartment. Just as I thought. This little girl is safe in her bed. Huh. That was a chapter. And here I was thinking that it would be weird again to stop an episode while we're mid chapter, but I guess we're not in mid chapter anymore. We finished the chapter, but yes, I think this is a good stopping point since I think the last few episodes have been a bit on the long side. So it might be good to have a shorter episode now. But next episode we'll see what we can do with seeing if we can help the minister and Jay out. So until then, that is when I'll see you.